Hello and welcome to Ready, Steady, Crits Curse of Strahd. When we last left off, the party had met with their old acquaintance, Rictavio, or Rudolf van Richten, and had decided to investigate Lux's potential mentor somewhere to the north of Lake Zarovich. Upon traveling there, they found a man who was first a deer, and then a man who was going to fire lightning bolts, and then a man who was insane, and then a man who had a house inside a mountain. A very strange man indeed, but Lux recognized him to be none other than his mentor, Mordenkainen, the Wizard of O'Earth. The party, after realizing Mordenkainen was ill with probably some sort of madness, decided it best to retreat back to another ally in the hope to come across maybe some resources that might help them cure the insanity that Lux's mentor is currently being plagued by. After going back towards the Tower of Van Richten, they found themselves beset by an ambush of wolves, and after besting the pack and retrieving a scroll of greater restoration, upon the request of Van Richten through Esmeralda that they would not be bothering him again, the party set off back towards where the Mad Mage's mansion had once been, and as they arrived at the foot of Mount Baratok in the north, they did not see the doorway they had left before. And as they kind of stand there questioning, a flash of light bolts up from the ground, and you see a flash of lightning kind of ascending backwards into the clouds itself to your south, down by the shores of Lake Zarovich. And that's where we're going to start off today.
That can't be good, can it?
It's probably just him destroying the spies, the fish.
Are we gonna check on him?
Let's... Part of me thinks we should stay here. Part of me thinks we should almost certainly at least see what's going on.
There, I agree with the second part.
You guys going to head south towards the flash of lightning that you saw?
Yeah, see one.
Sure. If you start wandering down, it takes you about 15 minutes to get from where you are to the shore of Lake Zarovich. And upon your arrival there, you would see a similar man as before, hunched over the water's edge, staring patiently, and every now and again just unleashing a bolt of lightning into the water and saying, "Back! Back, all of you! The spies!"
Oh, alright. Backs off.
He's not looking at you guys. He's looking at the fish.
I know, he backs off.
Oh god, I'm gonna have to do this all again.
Mr. Mage, we've brought something to help with the spies.
He turns around and, there's, in his eyes, no recognition for a moment. He's like, "Ha! You send the spies after me, dark powers?" And then he kind of, pauses, No, we've done this before. I remember it. I go to attack you, you don't attack me. There's a bit of a back and forth, we go house. Maybe.
That's right. We go house.
Yes.
Yes,
We're
mansion.
friends.
Chop, chop. And there was something about an elk. And then he's going to turn to Ismark and go, "Yes, an elk!" And then he casts Polymorph on Ismark, and Ismark can't beat his DC. And Ismark is now an elk.
Always fucking...
Finally, he's useful.
Now we have dinner.
I think it might be more useful now than before.
Yes, now we can have some elk roast.
We can also talk whatever we like about him, because I'm pretty sure that when he's in elk form, he can't understand us at all.
Oh, that's fortunate.
Maybe let's not. Let's just carry on. I mean, he's done some help with us, you know, hit once or twice out of 100 times.
Yes.
Yes. I jest. We shouldn't be quite so mean to him.
Yeah, because those hits, you know, they did some damage, kind of.
They
You know, he took
did.
out those 2 wolves.
The elk begins to eat some grass.
Well, we can't argue with nature.
Are we taking him? Or we leave him to graze?
Let's keep him with us. I'm not sure whether he's more likely to be attacked in elk form or Ismark form by whatever wolves inhabit these woods, but let's keep him safe.
Alrighty.
Very well.
And much less before, the Mad Mage will just kind of walk past you all heading up towards the mountain. As if he's done this route 100 times before. Do you think we need to... Ismark! Come here, boy! The elk just doesn't move. Oh.
Huh.
What?
Secret, do an animal handling check on the elk.
Sure. Could try to convince the elk to come with you.
We could just ask the mage to undo it. I mean, my mentor.
I rolled twice again, take the 22.
Alrighty. I only saw the one anyway.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, there's the second one. Yes, so the elk kind of like, is elk, sees you approach and like isn't intimidated by you, and he should have like, you know, give him a little pat on the nose and a gentle encouraging tug. He begins to like follow after you. Kind of like a
There, to the fire pit we go. Ah, he can't understand me. Huh.
It's fine. We'll figure it out. Are we following the Mad Mage towards his mansion now?
if you so wish, he has walked off.
Yeah. We'll just...
He doesn't care.
Callum will just kind of roll his eyes a little bit and then would be happy to lead the way up.
Beautiful. Yeah, you follow after him again, and on another 15-minute walk up, you soon find yourself back where you were before, at the foot of Mount Baratok. And as he approaches, he claps his hands, and once more the shimmering door just bursts into life, and he steps inside. And as he gets in, he'll probably turn around and go, and then the elk stopped at some point. And then he'll end the spell. And Ismark, while Seeker's like leading him along, Ismark kind of turns back into like his humanoid Barovian form, and you see he's on all fours, and he's like, oh, what happened? And he coughs, and just the grass just goes on the ground. He's like, oh, this is quite degrading. He'll pick himself up, dust down his like muddy knees.
Good to see you're back with us.
Yes, let's get you cleaned up inside here and have you eating something other than grass, perhaps.
You should bathe after that.
Think so. That's probably a good idea. Can we make him stop? I don't want that to happen again.
No promises. I'm sorry, but you would get turned back eventually.
This does not fill me with confidence, Lux. And you will all, I imagine, step inside the marvelous mansion once more. And you are greeted as it was. It's not changed in the brief time you spent away from it, the mere couple of hours. He'll probably be making his way over towards one of the smaller, small room where he had his tea before. I think the only thing you would notice out of place if you followed him in there, you notice that the teapot that he had previously smashed looks like it has been repaired and replaced, immaculate. And he kind of sits down, and you notice he just pours from it into a small cup, just like this cold tea, and he just begins to sip it. Oh, you're still here? Yes. The spies! Strahd spies everywhere.
We are not the spies of the vampire.
That's just what the spies of the devil would say.
No, that's what everybody would say. Pretty sure.
You make a good point. The spies! Everywhere. But not in here. It's safe here.
Yes, it is. Looks to Callan with the scroll. He's like,
Mage, you said previously that you'd cast a spell on yourself, and when my friend Lux here tried to cast the Lesser Restoration spell on you, it had no effect because of that spell. Is that right?
It's not something a spy would know. Yes, Lux, that one. Bad student, bad teacher.
That's the way you remember, yes.
Yes,
And he's very believable, let me tell you.
No, I wasn't the best student. Makes sense.
cries in the corner, like one teardrop in the eye, like, oh, senpai.
I wanted to make me a wizard, but I was a sorcerer.
You were a wizard, Lux.
Well, no, I was a
And you're
sorcerer.
a warlock. How many sugar daddies do you have?
I can count like 3 at the moment.
yes, it is a feeble mind spell. It shouldn't be lasting much longer.
Feeble mind spell.
Yes, I
Would
cast it
Callan,
every morning at dawn.
would Callan know that that's wrong? Because it's a mind. It was something else. Because feeble
Slip
mind,
of
you
tongue,
can't cast
yeah,
spells.
it's mind blank. He says mind blank.
Got it. That's fine. Cool. So it says mind blank. Okay, so if we were to try to cast this spell on you to heal you and protect you more from the dark powers and the spies, would we need to wait for that to go away first?
Yes,
And how long do you how long is it left until? Well, I don't know how long it's been. Like,
he'll look around and he'll not be able to see outside, and he'll be like, "I don't know what time it is." So, it depends.
I'm pretty sure there's a clock somewhere in this house, if I remember. Don't quite though. In the
Yes,
hallway?
but I don't think it is set to the correct time.
That
It's
makes
set to
sense.
wherever this place actually is, I think.
Home.
Catelyn will turn to Max and be like, "How many hours has it been since dawn?"
Why do you ask me? I've got no idea.
Well, I thought that your kind, they just are able, they're quite timely. No, okay. I'm not being racist, but you know, with the
Everyone's a little bit.
It's about my size again. Is that size joke again?
I mean,
No,
if you guys had a rough
you're
estimate,
because you're a Leonin, really, right? At heart, you've got a heart of a lion.
Yes.
Very, very timely people.
Yes, it has been. It has been. Can I do a test? We don't know how long has it been.
yeah, do an intelligence check if you want to try to, working out on the sun's position through the cloudy skies of Barovia.
Can Secret give advantage?
Yeah, if you want to help.
Just a little.
Oh, is it survival?
No, it's just intelligence. Just like an intelligence check, just because it's like
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, Max's strong stat.
it's not like being like, oh yes, the sun's going down in the east. That means it's like like we're in the wrong dimension or anything like that. It's more just
I
like,
get advantage because things helping.
yep, he's assisting you.
Just a little heads up.
Oh, for fucking time and space
Eddie,
and
Eddie,
cosmos and alignment of the planets.
He knows everything.
I know how many stars are in the sky.
Yeah, so Max, you with a Seeker's help, you summarize at this point it's probably around 2 p.m. or so, and if you kind of like press the mad mage this information, be like, then I would only have, because I didn't cast it this morning because I cast it late yesterday because I cast it on the clock on the wall, and then I divided it by the teapot. I've only got about an hour left, and then I'll have to cast it again to keep it up. To keep the spies at bay.
how much confidence do we have in those words that should come out of his face hole?
As much as what I just
Yeah.
said.
Quick question.
I mean, you can insight him if you want, or make an Arcana check to try to help with the spell.
Secret insight.
Oh yeah.
Also,
Right,
Buta, your
right.
camera's going extremely wonky on my end. Not sure if it's
Oh, I
anybody
was
else.
gonna say as well on stream because Cass was left early. We're all completely different now. Cass's lux.
Oh,
rather
it
similar.
didn't shift back.
Canon is.
I don't know why about
It's very
that.
strange.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought it shifts back when.
Oh yeah, I was
That's
gonna say, I'll say yeah. So I think
I thought it would. I thought it would be the
Everyone's
usual.
gone
Like, it shifts back.
wonky.
it just rotated like clockwise one slot.
Sorry.
Yeah,
hide
that's because
that.
Cass left earlier.
Yeah,
to the right.
next time I'm just gonna turn off my camera and mute the things. It'll be easier.
You just like leave your
No,
camera on,
it's fine.
and then you won't.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah. I just used to that. When I leave the call, it doesn't shift or it shifts back when I try.
Yeah, normally it doesn't shift. That is weird. I know, Cass. It's because you've changed your nickname on Discord.
Oh.
Change it back to W, please.
I'll be
and
back
that
in
will solve the
I'll be
problems.
back in 2 ticks while.
Technical difficulties.
Should I change it back to the original one to make
Yeah,
it
just
easier?
put W. Put any W, a W in front of it, and it'll be at the end, at the bottom of the line, and that'll fix it. And everyone should just ping back
Oh, at the end or at the beginning?
at the start, like as the first letter.
WE.
Yeah, anything like that.
Wee.
And they should just ping
sec-
around.
Just put the letter W. That's all you need to do. Keep the name.
And let me just W for now on.
I can do it for you if you need.
There we go.
Ding.
There we go.
Yes.
Magic. Yep, everyone's back in our place.
Thank you. Cool. So now it's gonna shift back when I leave the call and join in.
No, it's
There we
fine.
go.
It's all fixed. It just goes automatically.
Oh, I mean, like if I leave the call again, would
I know
will it
it'll be
shift
fine.
back
It'll
when
be fine now. As long as you don't change the nickname again, it'll be fine.
Thank you. Sorry.
That's fine. Alrighty. So yeah, I mean, like, as much of this rambling as you can inherently get is true. I mean, with the 11 and the 12, like, Callum with the 28. Cal, I think you'd think that although the ramblings don't make much sense, he seems very assured in them. So whether or not the actual working out was correct, the I've got about an hour's left on this spell seemed to be pretty confident.
He would, rather than having a sidebar with the group, he would just nod along and kind of encourage the group to nod as well at the whole 1 hour left thing. And he'll turn to Major and be like, in the hour that's left, is there anything that we can do for you here to help around this marvelous, magnificent mansion, or to help you research anything?
Why, what are you looking for? Spies? Investigating for things. Sniffing around.
Can we
You
go
want to-
blast fish?
Sure. You can go. Down to the lake.
Maybe we don't go and blast fish, Seeker. Just
Aw.
as an idea. If we had an option between blasting fish and not blasting fish, perhaps we go for the not blasting
Blast fish.
today.
Yes.
No, not.
I just feel like maybe stay inside this place because right now we know we're safe, Seeker, and
Yes.
fairly safe. And then go outside and say hi. There's a big sign of we're here. You know, not
Very well. Sad burp noises.
You know,
Maybe
we-
he'll like look around like maybe you should have a wash again. He'll like gesture to like Ismark, who's all muddy. He's like, that might actually be a not bad idea.
The washing is Mark episode.
Yes. Let's bathe. Let's clean up.
Let's bathe
ha-
his
have,
back.
have some more of the wonderful food here.
I haven't showered in a few days.
We should bathe after that.
And I'll have some food, and then I'll come back to be with your mentor, Lux, and make sure that everything's okay there.
Let's go look.
AKA, make sure that he doesn't cast mind block. So.
Sure.
I was like, have you got more ale by any chance?
If you go back to the table, Max, even just a brief look over, you can see there is, despite the amount you tried to take out last time, it appears that there has been more replaced from some sort of cellar or stock area, you imagine.
It's a magical cellar.
Yeah.
Max gonna. Oh, guys, if you excuse me, gentlemen, I have to go have a chat with that bar over there.
He just clapped into the barrel. Like, head first, like Uncle Scrooge into the barrel.
We go under the top. It's like ah.
You have
It just bends
issues.
backwards. I love ale, right? What's wrong with that?
I'm sure you do, Max. I'm sure you do.
Ah.
Make sure you
Make a gift into that.
I'll
Or
just
make a
take
gift out of that.
Max, just remember that you've not had ale in quite a while, and how it interacts with your new form may be different. And if things go wrong on our travels, we may need you swinging the right end of your pole arm. With that's not even a euphemism, but it very much
No,
sounds
we're not
like
use it, Callum. Don't worry. I just like Max would drink it, but he would drink sensibly. He's not gonna.
Sure, you're not going to
Yes, you can drink
overindulge.
sensible out of the fucking tap. Gotcha.
Yeah.
yes, the former soldier who drinks sensibly. Haha, yes, we
Yeah.
all know that.
He's an old soldier about to retire. I'm gonna drink sensibly. He grabs like 2 mugs of ale.
Are you sure? Are you sure Cass got kicked out of the military
Percolate.
for getting framed?
I would just take some milk.
Seeker's
some
gonna go
milk?
grab some chicken.
Jesus Christ.
When he looks at his looks like milk. When are you gonna grow some chest in your some hair in your chest, boy?
You have to grow some chest in your
Yeah, I
hair.
was gonna say chest in your hair.
How much have you had to drink already, Max?
One more, just one more.
I'm not the biggest
That
fan.
would be fine. That would be fine if the one wasn't as big as you were. And yes, that's a size reference.
I think he could climb into the barrel and drink from the barrel.
Do you honestly think we'd get him back from the barrels?
That is not a
No.
bad idea.
When we carried the barrel out, it disappeared.
No, just gonna eat and drink, and then go to shower. Max goes
Yeah,
like, "Oh yeah, definitely the shower."
yeah. Callum
if you
will,
wanna
have a
bath,
bit of food, and then
You can all
head
get
back
another
to the
short
couch.
rest here. It's that effectively that's what you're taking. You're having rations for the day, a short rest, drinks. You can bandage wounds. Ismark will clean his clothing and like sharpen his weapons. Esmeralda will also like kind of tend to hers. She'll probably ask Ismark politely for her silver short sword back and return it to her belt. Ismark seems quite upset by this. He's like, okay. And she's like, whenever we get back to the wagon, you can have your pick of what is there. But I do sometimes need to throw the hand axe. And I need to have the other weapon equipped to defend myself. Besides, we're only encountering wolves and things. Hopefully no more werewolves now.
Do you have a long sword or a?
Back in the wagon?
Yeah. What's it called? There's the axe. What's the axe called? The versatile axe called again?
Battle
Sort of
axe.
hand axe.
She has a
Battle
battle
axe,
axe, yeah. You saw a battle axe, a
Silver.
flail, a morning star, and a light crossbow with 10 silvered bolts.
Silvered. Do you mind if I take that battle axe, the silvered one?
Whenever we're back at the wagon, of course, you can borrow it.
Thank
I'll
you.
just need it back before, we part ways.
Yes, of course.
Not the cheapest things to come by.
course
After
not.
your, our short rest or discussion of what other plans you need to come up with, if there's anything you want to discuss, can do now. Or we can just jump to that time being up and the Mad Mage's Mind Blank spell feeding.
I'm happy just skipping to that time.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I mean, we know what we're going to do after this, don't we? We're going to go to the winery.
Yeah, you kind of discussed it back at Bannerton's Tower. Yep, so you jump forward and eventually the spell ends and you see him probably like begin muttering to himself like, dear, I can't, no. The time stop, I wasted it. I can't recast the spell. Oh, this is most grave news. And he's just muttering away to himself, Callan.
What's the matter? You cast the time stop earlier. Do you still need it for something?
No, I wasted that ability. I needed that magical reserve to recast the Mind Blank spell. The spies will be able to find me now if I leave the mansion at all. I cannot scare off the spies tonight.
Do you remember the scroll that we mentioned?
Yes, this
Of
the
the
scroll
spell.
to stop spies.
Yeah, that one.
Yes. Would you be comfortable if we cast that on you, please?
Make me another
Learned enough.
persuasion check, Callan, because you think that his memory must be sort of failing him. He doesn't seem to remember the previous agreement. A 26. He goes, fine. Let me read the scroll first to know what it does.
Okay, but I'd caution not to read it out loud.
Oh, can I incite him? Can I incite his intentions this strong? If the thing.
Yeah, if you want. Yeah,
I'll give you a bardic for that, Max.
Sure.
Cool.
So Max,
Can Seeker... you can't give advantage in it, never mind.
Was it 1d what? 1d8?
1d8.
Callum 1d8, yeah.
That's 18.
He seems
18
curious, just curious as to what the spell is. You don't think he's planning on like destroying the scroll or something.
Okay, I kind of look at Cal and was like, just nod like.
He'll take it, and he's gentle with it, Callan, if you'll let him take it, and he'll open it up and he'll read it like in his head. I read over him like, some sort of divine spell, probably not harmful, maybe restorative. Fine, you can give it a go. It won't do anything harmful to me.
Did we agree last session who was going to be casting this?
I don't think we discussed it. I don't think we discussed it, did we?
No, we didn't. Who can cast? Can you cast Great Restoration?
I'm only one dip in cleric. Whoever's got the highest wisdom's probably best off doing it. And whoever is doing it will get guidance and a bardic inspiration as well.
Do you have to be a spellcaster to cast?
Yes, you have to. It has to be in your class list.
Uh,
And if you don't have the spell slots, so if you don't have 5th level spell slots, then you're going to have to make a check with your spellcasting ability modifier. And you have to beat the DC of the spell, which in this case would be a DC 15 for a level 5 spell.
So it's in my spell slot, and my casting is Charisma, so it'll be a +4. So I've only got an 18.
Also, Callan, it would also be in yours.
Yeah.
With Greater Restoration.
A cleric one, but not bard one, right?
No. Greater Restoration is in the bard spell list.
Oh, cool.
I
Still
believe it
probably
was
best
as of
off being-
Tash's.
Ah, wonderful. Probably best off still being Lux, because then you can get the 1d8 bardic if you need it. Have you got 20 charisma, Lux?
No, 18. I didn't roll. I rolled bad for Lux.
Cool. Still do that. So Callum will pass it to Lux, cast guidance on him, and give him some inspirational words of Lux, this is your mentor. This is pretty much the entire reason you've been here. It's also the reason we had to go through all of this trekking through the woods bullshit, so don't fuck it up. Okay?
No pressure. Right, got it.
Alright, Lux.
I'm gonna charisma check, isn't it?
So it's me a charisma check. So, I mean, Callan, you guidance lasts for a minute anyway, and your inspiration lasts for 10 minutes, so you could theoretically, like, even because it's part of your spell list, you could assist him as well before he makes the actual cast. So he could get an advantage, then a bardic inspiration, and then a guidance on top of it.
Do that. Yeah.
Cool. Oh, did that go through? Is it going to go through? Let's see.
Nothing through yet.
I rolled. Oh, did it go through?
Nothing's
I
appeared.
didn't press the B. I'll roll it again. Oh no, that's a good roll. But it doesn't go through.
Oh no, 8 and 7 came through first.
I rolled it 4 times by accident, and I rolled.
That's fine. So take the 8 for the advantage. So then you've still got your D8 and your D4. Roll high.
Do you want me to roll them off?
Oh
shit.
That's not a failure.
Oh, what the It's only a D4 for guidance as well.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. DC is 15 to cast a Greater Restoration scroll.
My first ones were 19 and 12. Trying to show you, but
if it's on your D&D Beyond, it's the first one. I'll take it.
Yeah, and that's what it was originally.
That's yours originally. Yeah, I see it. So it's 23. So although you've had the slight cock up with the bot, I will take your first rolls because that's nice.
The roll of 19 and 12.
Yeah. So you reach out and thinking about this is your mentor and this is everything that you've kind of come here to achieve. You cast a spell and the scroll just turns to dust in your hands and it washes over your mentor and his eyes kind of flicker with recognition and he just pauses. My goodness. Lux, what are you doing here, you fool?
Hi. Well, I'm here for you, first of all. I came here and then I'm stuck now, so, and then I found you, you're a bit crazy, and then we found this nice little scroll, and then, well, I'm here. Hi. I've killed a lot of things. I don't like killing wolves, but I had to.
You never should have come after me, Lux. This is far too dangerous for someone of your caliber.
Yeah, but, you went missing, and I had to find you, so it's not a matter of being stupid, but, I had to find you.
So it seems like he kind of is back to himself now, right? After
Yeah, and he
this-
begins looking around. He's like, oh, my
Fine,
spellbook, my staff.
I'm gonna go to him. Now that he's sane, I'll be like, now that you let's see, back to normal. You kept mentioning about spies and the eyes of Strahd are after you. What exactly are they after?
Yeah, the dark powers.
The Dark Powers rule this
The
plane.
dark powers. Yeah.
They are the ones who hold Strahd here. The pact he made with them gives them power, the same power that they pass on back to him. Some sort of sick cycle. He holds an incredible grip over this land.
I see.
What exactly are these dark powers?
I
Max
don't
looks at
know.
him very curiously.
I have not been to the Amber Temple. I thought that I could take Strahd on my own, with a group of locals. I underestimated him. I am lucky not to be dead. Oh, by Elminster's beard. I'm useless without that staff and book.
But you did nearly try to kill us.
Yeah.
Without your spellbook.
But he wasn't himself. Let's understand the situation. There were a lot of factors at play.
Of course.
And also, he didn't kill us. And from what you said, Lux, about him, he would have been more than capable to have
We'll
killed us all in
dispel
an
that.
instant.
Max will turn around to him and say, dark powers, eh? And what would happen to one that agrees to take this power? Or agrees with terms with this dark power?
There's mention in some of the old books that I had researched before my arrival here that the Dark Powers hold sway over many domains of dread littered across the Shadowfell. Barovia is one such of them, the central most powerful. I believe this is where they call home. Their throne of their kingdom. Someone who would make a deal with them may be at risk of ending up as Strahd has.
I kind of get Callum's like, Callum, can I get a second with you? I take Callum to the side.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
Callum,
you took first.
Callum, do you obviously you know about my experience with dark powers? Do you think I should mention it to him? Maybe he'll know more about it. We should just keep it between us for now.
I think I don't see anything positive gained by raising it in conversation. I think we should perhaps do our own research at the Amber Temple
Yes.
to understand the situation that you've
It's just not that.
put yourself in.
You mentioned that whoever accepts a deal with this dark powers may be at risk of becoming the next Strahd, and that's the last thing I want at the moment.
But Max, you must have known at the point when you made the deal that this was not a
Yes.
benevolent being. This was not
Yes.
someone who was out to reward the good service that you've provided your whole life as a soldier, as a protector. This was somebody who, or something, that wanted something from you in exchange for something that they could spare.
I just took this power because I only thought it would affect me, no people, no others around me. I don't want to be the next devil. I don't want to go for that risk. But, okay, Callum, we'll just, like I said, we'll just do our own research and find out more about this dark powers ourselves.
Yeah, the more we find out about this place, the less it seems like one man, one vampire in a castle holding, solo
I agree.
dominion of this place. For us to truly free this place, we need to not just defeat Strahd, but to find a way for the dark powers to release their grip. And
Yes.
I don't like it, but I think the only way to do that is to go to the Amber Temple.
Agreed. Okay, let's go join daughters.
Okay.
Mentor, when you mentioned about fighting the Strahd, do you remember where you last left your book and your staff at all? You don't think Strahd stole it from you before
That
you
would
fell off the
be-
cliff?
Bad.
I hope
Very
not.
much.
Whenever I fell, he'd knocked me unconscious. Well, partially. I was very weak. He held me in his hand over this horrible drop. We are both incredibly weak. All of our magic expended. I thought he was going to bite me, so I tried to throw us both over. But he managed to break free of my grip, and I was sent tumbling. I lost the book and staff over the edge. Who knows where they've ended up now? I must go find them. With them, I might be able to do something, anything.
I see.
So we need to get to the cliff drop and hope.
No, you should. Whatever it is you're here for, there's probably good reason. These planes don't simply operate out of a kindness. If you're here, there's good purpose for it. I'd recommend you keep on whatever you're doing. Lux, you should accompany them. Keep them safe.
As you wish.
Maybe I underestimated you if you're able to find me here and restore me. I shall search for my belongings, and I will perhaps find you in the future. But I must go soon, and he will fumble through the mansion, and he'll just he'll pull out a book, open it up, and just begin scanning it. And you notice, Lux, before, anyone who had a past perception of like 15 or over, all the books in this place, all of like the spines were like weird, like scribble, and you were like, there may be some sort of like rune that I can't read, or like some font that I can't read. And like now that his mind has been restored, all the books have legible titles in Common, Elvish, Draconic, Infernal. Suddenly the language has become clear. His mind no longer muddled. And he produces one, he flicks through and goes, "Ha! This is it." And he utters a few words in Celestial. And you feel a warm wash over you as Mordenkainen, as a thanks for restoring his mind, bestows upon you the charm of heroism. So with that, once a day, you can give yourself essentially the benefits of the potion of heroism as an action, which is 10 temporary hit points for 1 hour.
Nice.
No concentration required.
Oh, it's like a
I do like
buff
it.
signet ring.
Yeah.
Oh, so like I said, so once a day.
Once a day, you can do that, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
Five minutes.
So, Trump's allowed to give yourself Oh, so you get like 10 extra hit points.
Now, I must rest.
And a bless spell.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, it's not a bless spell, it's just it's a potion of heroism, so whatever that entitles you for. It's the 10 hit points for the hour. You don't have to concentrate on it. And yeah, and you're also in the effect of bless, no concentration.
Oh,
For
That's-
an
That's
hour.
pretty deep.
That's what's
I can also
Strahd,
show
here we
you-
come.
There you go. There's a potion of heroism if you need it.
gotcha.
Me
So
and
you-
the boys.
As well, we've made quite a few friends here, surprisingly. And if we somehow find your staff or book before you, I'll make sure it comes directly back to you. That's
Perfect.
if we somehow.
Have you learned sending yet?
No, I'm afraid not.
Make an effort to learn sending, and he'll write down a few notes. It's not a spell scroll, but it's more just like a rough description of the spell in the hand. He'll be like, "Good for keeping in contact with people." Now, I'm going
course,
to rest. I have much to do tomorrow. And he will turn, look around, clap his hands, and the servants, all that were kind of like before meandering and like very running around, so they just burst into action and just begin tidying the place up, like moving furniture back to its original place. Like the whole place is a little bit wacky and out of sorts, and just begins to be restored. And then he will turn and he'll be, "If you desperately need me, I will be in my study." And he will go upstairs and leave you all to your own devices.
Fantastic. Well, shall we leave?
set
Yes.
off.
Should we decide on a plan first before discussing things in the wilderness?
I think the plan was to go to the Amber Temple, cross the winery. Wasn't it?
Also, go to the winery on the way to the temple?
I think so. I think we said that last time. Not sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
and-
speak to the
and-
winery
and-
first.
And are we all okay not going back to Krezek?
Fine.
We need
by
to get a dress,
me.
don't we?
No,
we?
I think that the person who made the dress might have had a run-in with a Draco Lich, Max.
Very much so.
Oh, damn it.
The dress is in Valaki, where we can't go.
Oh, Valakis. Oh, yeah. That's funny.
The person who needs the dress is in Krezek, which may be completely destroyed. We don't know. All we know is that somebody was taken from Krezek away, and perhaps yes. Let's avoid Krezek.
Could it be?
Let's make our way to the winery.
These, I was gonna say it could be the golem creature he was building, but he wouldn't.
Perhaps
You wouldn't get. But we don't have the wedding dress, so I don't think they would. I don't know. Anyway, let's just stick to the plan.
He may,
better.
considering that the Baron has been ousted, he may have been able to get the wedding dress himself.
Could be. I just hope Stella
Bella.
is Isabella is okay.
Ah dear.
It's the Bella.
Is a still.
Ms. Wachter will be
Miss
well,
Vector.
judged by fate at this point. Let's make our way to the winery and
Yeah.
see what we encounter.
Let's go.
Our fastest route will probably be back to the road that runs near Van Richten's tower,
Yeah.
heading southwest.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to go back there first, aren't we, to get the wagon so we can travel.
Yeah, we go to wagon, get weapons, go to winery, go to temple, die.
Die.
Yeah, it'll take you
Okay.
guys just under an hour to get back to the Van
Did he
Richten's
get?
Tower.
Did he get short rest and stuff and shower and everything?
Yeah, you all get the benefits of short rest if you still need one. I think you have one back at Van Richten's Tower, so
Yeah, so I don't think
Seeker
everything
cleans his
changed.
feathers. He walks out all shiny.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't. I got like two HP short of max, so I'm not gonna take it in the hit dice.
Oh, actually, yeah, wait, short rest.
I think because we when we went to Van Richten's tower last
you
time,
got attacked by
we
wolves, then you short rested, and then you came back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 4 HP short, and I think I'll be fine. Like, I honestly don't.
Bold things to say.
Well, no, it's just I don't wanna-
Watch him
I
get
don't-
insta-killed that far.
Yeah, with, like by 4
I
H.
just-
by 4 H.
I just don't want to waste all my hit points.
Yeah, hit dice are a commodity that I'm not needing to track anywhere else other than in this campaign. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
It's that's what I'm saying. I don't want to waste. You know, it's full HP. I don't want to waste that when they could be used when we
Yeah,
really
remember,
need
you only get half of them back on a long rest. So.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's why. That's why I'm
Oh.
like. That's why I'm like. Don't want to waste it for full HP.
I'll be
plus
right
with
back
the
in like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
So,
plus
cool.
with the charm, I get plus 10 hit temporary. So.
He loves killing his camera, doesn't he? Does
He
everything
really
do.
does. He doesn't know how to go away from computer without killing his camera. Let's have a look at how bad it is.
It's fine. I can pull this boy in. Just make sure he's muted.
Double
Server muted.
music.
I can change my name if you want me to bump up.
No,
to
no,
the
but
bottom.
that restores everyone because I deliberately. That's why he's got a W in front of his name because he's the bottom of the pile. So he can drop out and it doesn't fucking affect any of our cameras.
Right.
Got it.
So
So
I've
yeah,
got
so
the
we'll
full stop because I'm normally always here.
Normally. Cool. Yeah, so we'll head southwest.
Beautiful. Alrighty, yeah.
Being
so-
quite vigilant, I think. Not stealthy, because obviously we don't want to slow ourselves down, but being particularly vigilant, and perhaps keeping Max up front, Esmeralda to the other side, keeping Lux in the middle, Ismark at the back.
Sure.
So
I
just
mean,
kind of
like,
protecting
if
as
you
much as
want
you
like a generic reference, if I do something like this, that's your marching order. Do you want to just put yourselves along the column, over here, as to where
That's
you
good
would
front.
be. And also, Esmeralda and Ismark will go where you tell them to.
Fixman can go behind. Esbach, get close to me. You.
Get Seeker at the back, because anything at the front or the back is okay.
Yeah.
I would
Lux
probably go
next to
middle.
me, and then Esmeralda. I tell you what, get Lux in where Callum was, and then Esmeralda where Lux was.
Yeah.
There.
So you're kind of moving like as a group with Seeker at the rear, Max at the front, and then Callan and Esmeralda as the flanks. Beautiful.
To
So
protect
that'll be the
hill.
kind of generic stance we encounter if we bump into any like on the road combat.
Mm.
That's kind of the form that you will take.
Yeah.
The hour journey back to Van Richten's Tower is an uneventful one as you move through the dark, foggy, savage woods. You hear the constant just whispering in the shadows and in the mists themselves, and you kind of see figures and forms moving throughout them, but again, nothing tangible, nothing you can really identify as an actual foe. And you begin moving yourselves down to the tower. Upon arriving at the tower, Esmeralda kind of like goes over to the wagon, which has been reset with her locks, and she will then unlock it once more from underneath. And she'll be like, "Alright, so there should be just enough space for all of us to hop in."
Fantastic. Make sure we'll grab the weapons, maybe, for Ismark and the Maximus here.
Of course, and she'll go through, and she will offer Max a silver battle axe, which is what he requested.
Thank you.
And Ismark will have a look through the weaponry, and Ismark will say, "Is it alright if I take this?" And he will produce. Let me see what Ismark would be happiest with in this group. He would probably take the flail, I think.
Freely on that, yeah. I can imagine him with that.
Is the flail a versatile weapon? It's not, is it?
No, it just has 1d of bludgeoning damage. It's a martial weapon. He wouldn't be able to dual wield with it. And he'll say, "If only I had a shield or something." Well, this will probably do.
Oh, here.
We probably-
I gave him my shield.
Yeah, I was saying, you probably have a shield from Melville, because Melville had a shield.
You need a shield, trust me.
Thanks, Max. He'll not even realize what you're suggesting.
Oh, actually, I've been defending a lot. I think me having a shield would be more beneficial.
Well, no,
Well,
I said we
You
we
can have
should
it back
a
if you
shield.
want.
Okay,
We
you
should
can keep it for now, my friend. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Okay.
So we should have a spare one from Melville, because he had one.
Yeah, it's because like
mean-
I've
you
been
mean-
like, yeah.
Unless you didn't start with a shield.
I didn't start with the shield, but I bought one.
Pretty sure Max bought a shield for a stupid amount of money, and then Melville died and was like, "Hey, look, a shield."
Oh no, I had
Pretty
one
sure
from the
that's what
beginning.
happened. Oh, did
I
you?
had one from the beginning, yeah, from the very beginning of the game.
Yeah, I think it was me who bought one.
Yeah, yeah, you did because I told you I had
But-
one.
I spent like 50 gold on a.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gave my sword away to that fucking guy that died.
Oh,
God
yeah.
damn it, my fucking sword's gone.
So, yeah. So we got a spare shield, so Ismark can have a Melville shield.
Yep, he will take a shield.
Yes, cool. To the winery. Let's hope we don't die.
Beautiful. Yeah, you all set off following the road, and you will sort of notice Esmeralda's wagon lacks something quite key for a wagon to have. There's no horse attached to the front of it. But she jumps up into the driver's seat without even seeming to acknowledge this.
Would you like some company up front, Esmeralda? I can
Sure.
help keep watch, perhaps.
I have space for at least one more. Hop on. She's also going to grab from the back her crossbow and bolts before she sets off and sling it on her back, because she's been finding herself a little bit at distance in recent fights.
Okay. Let's head off then.
To still in the back, if anyone would like it, there is a silver morning star.
I don't think I'll be getting close.
Sure.
I'm not
sh-
convinced I could even pick that up, so let's not try.
Beautiful.
Is that just one? That's just 1d8, right? It's not
Morning
versatile.
star.
Yeah.
Not sure off the top of my head.
It's not versatile.
I think it's like a flail, honestly.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, 1d8 piercing.
fine. So I think it's just the axe, the battle axe, and the long sword that are Like,
There's no longsword.
okay,
She
cool.
only has a battle axe.
Beautiful. I'll tell you about axe.
Yep, so you get another battle axe. Alrighty, and as you all get in, most of you, it's a tight squeeze in the back of her wagon. It's not the largest on the inside, just due to the amount of stuff she has in there. It's like a one-person like hot wagon, you know, like probably if you were going to sleep, you know, one person could probably sleep in here, maybe one person on the floor, and then the rest of you have to make a campsite around it. And then she will sort of like.
Has she got any armor?
No,
No armor. Okay.
only the armor she's wearing. She has sets of copper pots and pants. Some manacles, but no armor. Yeah, only the armor. Like I said, this is her supply for herself. You know, she's not packed for other people. You imagine she takes she probably swaps out from this weapon stash as she needs fit. And as she sits there in the driver's seat, she will say "Drovash," and a pair of quasi-real draft horses, which are magically tethered to the wagon, just appear out of nowhere, and they're almost like partially see-through.
Nice.
Interesting.
I will go to Esmeralda, like as she's doing now, like going through the stuff and everything. I'll ask her, as like, Esmeralda, do you know any of any smith around Barovia or around this area, around this land?
Not one that I have made use of, unfortunately. I know some Vistani are smiths, but again, I haven't been here in a long time.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Perhaps if we can have a success at the winery, Max, the Vistani may be able to help us somewhat.
Cool.
So, we are still going to the winery?
You're heading towards the winery now. In Esmeralda's wagon as you leave Lake Baratok. It's about an hour and a half, probably a little bit quicker on her wagon itself as you travel along. The wagon isn't necessarily faster in the grand scheme of things. It's faster for like short bursts because she can push the horses to go quicker. But it just means you guys don't have to be exactly actively walking the whole time. Unless one of you chooses to. You can keep pace with the wagon seeker, for instance. It only really trundles along at 30 foot around unless she's trying to push them.
Gotcha. Yeah, secret we keep up.
Are the horses like the same speed as humans?
Yes, it's a big wagon with two magical horses pulling it. So
Alright,
they just
does it
trundle along
make
at 30 foot normally. So you can walk alongside it if you want, or you can.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. I was gonna say,
What you want, Si?
yeah, I'm just gonna look walk aside with my weapon drawn.
Beautiful.
I have.
Max won't be able to keep up.
Oh fuck yeah! I'm
little
fucking
legs.
short. God damn it! God damn it, legs!
I'll probably see Max dropping behind a little bit, just like with the occasional dash to waddle back up.
Waddle.
Like, hey Max, you've got good eyes. Why don't you hop on and next to Esmeralda, and I'll take the walking watch for a bit.
I miss being Leonine. Oh, Max had a little tear just about to come off his eye, but he holds it in.
And as he walks away from Callan will be like, I miss it too, Max.
What's a leonin? Is that a type of flower?
It's a big lion person.
Oh.
They're quite intimidating.
Looks at Max.
I like
Intimidating. Oh.
I think I might be just misremembering, but I'm pretty sure Seeker met Max as Max whenever you guys fought at Red Argonauts.
Oh,
Because then you went to the town, did the town meeting, and then that was when you went to the vampire.
Oh.
So he has like to
Yes,
see Max.
yes.
before.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, retcon that. Forgot.
I mean, you might not have known it was called a Leonin, but
Yeah.
I don't think Lux has met Max. That's Leonin.
yeah, Lux hasn't met Max's original
Yeah.
No,
form
he hasn't.
because Melville went down whenever Max went down.
God.
I would die that one.
Yeah, and you guys follow the winding road, and like the sort of more traversed old Slavic road becomes a more kind of like less trodden path as you approach the winery, and as you kind of like come out into the sort of clearing of trees at the foot of the actual hilly area here, you see The grapevines are trampled and the winery stands in ruins. And all over the place you see these huge, gnarled, bramble-like footsteps, if you could call them that, almost more like drag marks that clearly visibly come from the south trail, make their way around the winery and then make their way back across themselves in a loop, returning back towards the south. The winery, which once stood 2 stories tall, a large imposing building, is nothing but ground, stone, and splintered wood. Completely destroyed.
God,
Not
look at
one area of the building survives.
A shame, indeed.
that. Maybe we should look for survivors. Maybe something happened. Maybe we should go out and just have a look.
What do you mean?
From what the Stani said when they were fleeing, they said that they got everyone out, but the
Yeah.
winery itself was ruined.
Oh God.
Maybe the halfling brain's not the smartest of line then.
I think he's just taken a few bumps to the head, which is understandable given his career choices and every choice since.
And a few hits of the ale.
That probably wouldn't have helped either. Anyway, we shouldn't talk about him like he's not here. Hi, Max.
Everyone, fuck off. Fuck off, everyone.
Sorry, I didn't notice you. Looks over Max.
In the destination of the place, we don't see like a giant tree just like sitting in the middle of it or anything like that?
Chilling in the box.
The only evidence that might suggest that would be those bramble footstep drag marks that kind of come from the south, come from the direction of where Yesterhill was pointed out to you guys, then return back in that same direction, as if whatever came trampling through here, trampled, destroyed, and then returned back to wherever it was before.
Well, I think we know where to go then, I guess. The tracks are quite obvious.
Very well.
I have a question for you guys. Just before we do find this giant tree, I can give Aiden 2 ways. I could either use a spell called Beacon of Hope, which means my heals are stronger, or I could just bless you guys. Completely up to you.
You. But how your camera went, Mr. Roboto.
He's fine.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It just went
It
Roboto
might just
farm.
be your connection.
No, it wasn't Twitch as well. Fair.
So it's completely up to you guys in the sense of what would you rather have for aid for the fight?
I am fine with both.
What did I miss? Sorry.
What was against the aid? Was our option?
No, so
Aid or
either-
bless?
no, bless or Beacon of Hope.
Oh, sorry.
Ah, Beacon of Hope. I mean,
Are we expecting a fight? Sorry, I was away from my computer.
There's no immediate threat here, but like you're planning on heading, following those large bramble drag mark tracks down towards Yesterhill. And the ravens did describe it was like a giant tree monster that attacked them.
Yeah, I think that Bless would perhaps be a better option.
As you wish.
That depends. If the fight goes well, Bless would be better. If we are expecting the fight to be tougher and the outcome to be riskier or worse generally, then perhaps Beacon of Hope, giving us the advantage on our saves and maximum healing, because I can heal as well as you.
What I'll do then is we can start the fight off if we do fight this with Bless, and then if it gets worse, I can obviously always cast Beacon.
yeah, sounds good to me.
The alternative. Never mind, I didn't prepare it this morning. Sorry.
Ouch.
Fuck it all. It's fine. I've got all sorts of healing spells. It's okay.
Okay.
This is fine.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I think we're sorted then. I guess. Are we going to follow the tracks?
So.
Yes, let's
go.
That's...
Let's go.
Let's go and kill some trees.
Let us go forth.
Alrighty, and we
Yes.
begin.
Let's go
heading-
trim those bushes.
I don't want to use Death Water because I feel like I don't know how long it's going to take for us to get to here and to the Amber
I'm
Temple.
from the road to here to there.
So, I don't want to say Death Water for the Amber Temple. I mean, I know it lasts 8 hours, but I don't know how long it will take.
Oh, so you guys are heading south down towards the actual Yester Hill itself, following these large, winding bramble tracks. It's going to be another. Just doing your journey calculation times here, but with me. It's another hour's journey to the south to get there, as you're traveling.
Will we try to sneak up on them?
Yeah, as you're traveling, Esmeralda will say, it might be worthwhile, leaving the wagon and then proceeding on foot. Makes a bit of a noise. You tuck it in
Yes.
behind some trees.
I think that's a good idea, and for the sake of an extra 10 minutes, we should make the last part of the journey very carefully.
As you're sort of like traveling along on the road. Let's see what we spot. Very nice.
Oh, nice.
As you're sort
Very
of like
nice, he
traveling
says, just
along.
before the Draco Lich.
Hmm?
It's normally a very nice, he says, just before the Draco Lich appears.
No,
Smells
I'm
like-
not that way.
No. The Dracolich fused with a tree. A tree Dracolich.
Nah, I'm not gonna put both of the fucking
Draco Lich.
gemstones in one place. Don't be silly.
I mean, if it killed us, it wouldn't be that slow.
As you're sort of traveling along, I think it would be let's see, probably Seeker. You kind of like walking alongside the wagon. You see reaching up from the ground, hand, just off the path. There's a hand reaching up from the ground, and as you sort of like inspect, like get like a good better look at it, you realize it's not a flesh hand. It's a hand made of wood.
I think
It just
that's
chops off
a
there.
hand, a wooden hand. But could we make a check to see if it was like turned to wood, like if it's like petrified?
Sure, you can do
Or-
like a nature check if you want.
But at nature.
I'll
He's-
help him.
Oh.
You can do
Yeah, he's
advantage
gonna need that help.
Roll it again.
Nothing. 8 and a 5.
I mean, you're not sure. If so, if it was being petrified, there'd probably be a body attached to it. But you wouldn't know until you got close to investigate.
Strange. Wooden arm.
And he points out, you all would see this wooden hand just sticking up out of the ground. Just not moving.
Let's just ignore it and walk around it.
It's like next to us, ain't it?
It's just like, it's not on the road, it's like just off the road. You were like walking next to the wagon, you spotted it among the grass.
I'm going to cast Minor Illusion to create some footsteps walking towards the foot.
Sure. Yep, you create
Oh,
the...
sorry. Accidentally rolled an Arcana check. Sorry.
That's fine. Nothing happens.
Maybe it's just a hand.
Perhaps we should probably check it out, though. It could be useful information on what we may be encountering up the road.
Or it could be one of them. Set a trap. But
It could. It could. Callan is going to walk over with the Sun Sword on,
Okay.
seeing if there's any vibes from it, but kind of going to investigate.
Sunsword doesn't give you any real opinion or level of fear as you sort of approach.
I'm going to reach out with my shield and give it a nudge.
Sure. Yeah, you poke it and it just falls over. It's just a wooden hand, not attached to anything.
Strange.
Can I do a perception check to see if I can notice anything watching us?
Sure.
Oh,
Let's
that's
make an active
interesting.
perception check if you want.
Can
You haven't
see
noticed
how?
anything with your passive. No one's noticed anything with their passive.
Can I do a survival to see if we can find any tracks around it?
Sure. If you want to do a survival check and spend some time to stop and look, you will bring the wagon to a halt.
Secret.
Callum looking
Secret-
around. Nothing.
No tracks, though.
Max, apart from the large ones, you see a few signs of like humanoid footprints kind of coming and going, but they're not recent and they don't really like go, you know, overly close to the hand. They mainly stick to the road.
Hello? Can you
Hey,
hear
Secret.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh,
And he's
It
gone.
doesn't look like this, and anyone's been here for a while. I mean, I can see some tracks around it, but they don't look fresh.
I agree. I think this may be a dead hand, dead end. We should continue.
Let's just be prepared, should we say, at least. Maybe stealth is the hard rest of the way.
I
Well,
mean, this is
massive.
probably as good a spot as any to leave the wagon. There's a bend in the road up ahead according to the map, and then we're probably going to be within eyesight. Esmeralda will pull it over, and she will say Trovash again, and the horses vanish, and the little like wooden like struts around either side of the horses, keeping them like together, just like drop very quietly to the ground.
Yes, should we maybe try and go through the tree part and sneak through the trees as we try and get a better view?
Let's sneak along the tree line, but not through
Yeah.
the trees. Goodness knows what we'll find there.
Of course.
Better sticking to the road. I'm going to reset the traps. Give me a moment, and she will begin resetting the booby traps.
I'm going to help Esmeralda. Esmeralda, no, I'm going to help you.
Be very careful, Max. And she will sort of like point out roughly how it works. And Max, yeah, I mean, like you're not an alchemist, but you know, it's not. It doesn't take you long to realize that if these things were dropped from like even 5 foot and hit the ground and exploded, probably wouldn't be good. Probably wouldn't be good.
Max, maybe you should let her just do it, just in case.
I'm just
Oh,
going to go
he-
so she doesn't go
He's
by
just
herself.
Curious looks. It's fine. He'll figure it
I'm
out.
just going to go there so she doesn't go by herself.
You'll figure it out.
She'll go alone. Let me carry it for you.
No,
Give it to me.
Fine. It's
It's
fine.
safe.
Let him do his thing. Okay. Yeah. Nice.
Hey, where
Backing away.
you guys going? Hang on a minute.
Still always stepping back. Like,
So Max, I guess you would then probably be the only one who's actually seen the hidden trap door. It looks like it's not like an obvious thing. She actually has to like find a sweet spot in the wood and like lever it up and then slide it across like to get inside. And then you would see how she resets the trap. She takes 2 large flasks of alchemist fire. She loops them up with wire, then loops them around the like inner door handles, and then like pulls them up on that, retying it on the door handles once more, so both flasks are suspended like on the roof. So if someone pulled the doors open, the wire would snap and they would fall and explode, probably on top of the person who just tried to throw the doors open. Then she climbs back out with you, and then she resets the 2 chains and the keep out sign.
That can cause some damage.
Yes, that would probably destroy the wagon. That is the plan, at least. Keep out prying eyes.
Good. Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
I will ask, just out of curiosity, because you've been riding around the wagon now for, about 2 hours. 2.5 hours. Were any of you riding inside the wagon itself on the journey? Or were you all either walking or sitting up front?
I'll put in the front with Esmeralda in the front.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be inside.
I would have been inside because I wouldn't be walking.
Okay.
I would
So-
I'd have probably suggested Lux to stay inside, but I would have been
Yes.
outside.
Lux,
I'm out.
does curiosity get the better of you, and do you sniff around for things? Or do you politely
I'm
not
not
pry?
Melville. I'm not prying. Not this time.
Alright.
Not this time round. Lux is curious, but he's not the whole let's push my luck. Esmeralda's very lovely to me, so I don't think Lux would.
Good. Yeah, then that's fine. Then you don't find anything strange or startling among her belongings. Right. She hides the wagon just off the road. And you're all, there's the wooden hand on the ground and the way ahead of you. And you guys, I assume, just begin moving on foot down towards Yester Hill.
Yeah.
Unless there's anything else in particular.
So stealth checks? Are we in stealthy?
Yes, indeed. If you're going to be
No.
stealthy, then stealth checks, please.
Oh no. Got a +1. Oh, why did I roll twice? I think it's an automatic advantage when I roll it.
That's fine.
Oh, I have to change that if I can.
Oh, this isn't good.
Don't worry, guys. I'm very stealthy. No one can see me.
We've got a 10, a 7, an 11.
Don't worry. The enemy's got a perception check of a door.
Normal roll.
0.
Not a door. A door is D&D party's worst enemy.
Oh god, true. Oh no.
Just while we wait for Seeker/Kaz to come back, I'll just be 2 minutes.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I'm quickly going to roll quick dice to see if it's going to change now.
I'm gonna roll on Seeker's behalf.
Let's go grab a
Yeah,
chocolate
it
and back you
seems
let
to
you roll
roll.
a second.
I think it just rolls automatically.
I'll
Double.
be back in 1 minute.
Yep, no worries.
Chocolate.
Okay. Oh, yes, it's still... Try and sort that out. Must be the D&D Beyond part, maybe. Because when I look on the Beyond 20 part, it says it rolls with normal roll.
Yeah, it's probably about the how it posts in the actual bot itself. Because if you notice, a lot of them roll the same. I mean, it's just shit luck. Oh, it's fine. It works.
Oh, no, I'm talking about it's not rolling singularly, it's always rolling with advantage. I'm just trying to... Yeah, I've like, on my roll 20, it says it's rolling like single, like no advantage, but that's what I was trying to sort out.
It might be in the Beyond 20 settings. Right, I will calculate your stealth checks, and while I do so, because we're missing a few members, I will simply call our little break here so we can go get some food. I think that probably makes sense. So we will be right back. We're going to get some grub. It might be like 30 minutes or so, but we'll be back around 7:30.